In Valheim, you can not only build impressive houses and fight enemies, you can also tame animals, farm vegetables and cultivate bees. So here's a little guide on how to get started with this. Pretty early in the game, you can already start to tame boars, and you should definitely do this in order to get food and leather scrap without going for a hunt. To tame your first boars, you only need the hammer to get access to the wooden fence. Build an enclosure near your home or wherever else you want to have your pet boars and leave a gap or place a door on one side. The size of the enclosure doesn't matter at the beginning, you can build a bigger one later. Then try and find wild boars somewhere around and make them attack you. Run back to the enclosure, but be sure that they still follow you. Once you caught one or more boars, close the fence or the door. If you caught 2 with one try like I did, you're good to go. If not, repeat the same steps for the second one. Once your boars are inside the enclosure, they will still attack you when you're getting too close. So only get close to them for feeding and leave them alone in the meantime. After throwing the first food inside, yellow hearts will start to rise above the boars and signalize that taming is in process. Boars prefer to eat carrots, raspberries and red mushrooms, but since you don't have any carrots at the beginning, collect raspberries and red mushrooms for them and they will be happy. After about 3 days, they will be fully tamed and start to, love each other. By then, you can not only pet them, but also start to build a bigger enclosure and make it more comfortable. I noticed that mine started breeding faster after I built a small pond for them. Keep feeding your boars with raspberries and mushrooms and you will have little piggies in no time. In my enclosure I have 13 boars now and the sounder is still growing. How far it is growing depends on the size of the enclosure and the food you give them. I also tried honey and yellow mushrooms, but they didn't seem to like it. Also, be sure you pet them when you're around, that makes your boars happy, at least until you eat them. Once you have built a wall around your house or little village, you can also remove the wooden fences and let the boars roam around freely. They won't attack you anymore or run away, and even if one of them breaks out or you don't have a wall around your house, they will always stay close to your home. But be sure to protect your vegetables if you have planted some already, cause the boars love to eat them. Other animals that can be tamed later are logs and wolves, but you need to be much stronger to do this. Unfortunately, you can't tame deers at the moment. I tried to tame one for days, but it didn't work. Also, it took forever to catch it. But I'm still hoping the devs will include that in a later update. Another animal you can breed or better cultivate are the bees. To do this, you have to find bees' nests in abandoned huts. They look like grey balls and are mostly located in the half-destroyed smokestacks or other corners of the houses. Just shoot at them with a bow, but be careful that you are not too close to the bees. Otherwise, they will start to attack you once you destroy their home. You can then collect a bit of honey and the queen bee that you need to start a new colony of bees. To build a beehive, you only need wood and a workbench around. You can place the beehives wherever you want and also pretty close to each other. Only leave enough space in front of the entrance, otherwise the bees are not happy and will stop producing honey. You can find the entrance by rotating the hive until you find a small rectangular hole. If you leave one big bottom tile of space in front of the hive, everything is fine. If you are also farming and you want the bees to protect your seeds, place the hives directly on your farm. Your bees will produce 1 to 2 honeycombs every day, so be sure to collect them. Honey can be used to eat it directly or to brew mead and potion with it. So I was talking about farming already, and that leads us to the carrots. But before you can plant seeds, you will have to find them and you also need the cultivator. Carrot seeds can be found everywhere in the grasslands and the forest biomes. Just keep your eyes open for these knee-high white plants and collect them. Every plant gives you 3 seeds. For the cultivator, you need a forge, core wood and bronze. You can find core wood in the Black Forest, but need a bronze axe to fell it. To produce bronze, you need copper, tin, a smelter and a charcoal kiln. To build these 2, you need stone and surtling cores. So there's a few things to do before you can start to farm carrots. But once you have the cultivator, just find yourself a nice place for the farm, level the ground and cultivate it. Then you can plant your carrot seeds one by one. The space between the seeds should be at least 1 small ground tile. It takes about 3 days for the seeds to grow to carrots, and after picking them, you should keep 1/3 of your carrots and plant them again to regrow carrot seeds. This way, you will always have enough seeds and keep the farm going without having to collect seeds somewhere else. The rest of the carrots can be eaten, used to cook soup or potions, or you can feed them to your boars as well. And that's all for today. I hope this short guide will help you to get started with taming and farming in Valheim, and if it did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Until then, thanks for watching, I am the Catwoman and you are awesome.